Today we're going to pressure can a Vietnamese beef stew. I'm going to use the recipe from Nicole Rotier. She was born in Vietnam, lives in Houston. She works in some high-end restaurants in New York City. She maybe wrote 5 books. 2 of them are Vietnamese, about Vietnamese food, and this one's good. It goes off in a little bit of a little fusion, but everything else in the book is pretty solid. It's definitely one of my favorite cookbooks. So let's check out the recipe and see what we got coming. All right, that's the pick that they use in the cookbook. Let's check out the recipe. All right, I'll run through the ingredients when I have them laid out on the counter. It's pretty much going to be, I'm going to use 4 pounds of beef instead of 2, but it's going to be a bunch of beef. You add a whole bunch of lemongrass, fish sauce, chilies. Let them marinate for half an hour, and then you make a stew. What I'll do is I'll just drop some of the marinated beef into a jar with some spices and then potatoes and carrots, and then we'll pressure can it. All right, let's go through the ingredients. We're going to start with some lemongrass. We have some potatoes, ginger, shallots, carrots. That's a red jalapeno, calls for red chilies fresh, garlic. That's 4 teaspoons of sugar. We have cinnamon, fish sauce, cloves, star anise, curry powder, tomato paste, pepper, and about 4 pounds of beef cubed up. Okay, everything on the cutting board here is for the marinade. We're going to use fish sauce, curry powder, cinnamon, tomato paste, a little bit of pepper and salt. We're going to dice up this red jalapeno, mince it up nice and fine. We're going to use 4 tablespoons, I think, of the ginger, and probably 4 stalks of the lemongrass. That's 4 teaspoons of sugar. Okay, this is everything I'm going to add to the meat. We have 6 tablespoons of fish sauce, 4 teaspoons of curry powder, 4 teaspoons of cinnamon, 2 tablespoons of ginger. That's actually less than that. And then 4 teaspoons of sugar, about half of that can. It calls for a 1/4 cup for the standard recipe, so a half a cup, that would be about half of that. That's lemongrass and that 1 jalapeno. We're going to add it to that beef, let it marinate. I'm going to get jars and everything ready and let that sit for a little bit, and I'll see you in a flash. Oh, and one small note about the tomato paste. In the recipe, it calls for it to be used with the shallots and garlic, and you're sauteing it. And I'm just going to mix it with the marinade, and then we're just going to drop the meat, the shallots, carrots, potatoes, right into the jars with the garlic and the star anise and the cloves. Okay, got the tomato paste in there. This is the lemongrass and chili. Fish sauce, 6 tablespoons. Supposed to be 4 tablespoons of ginger. It's probably more like 2. 4 teaspoons of curry powder. 4 teaspoons of cinnamon. 4 teaspoons of sugar. I think it's 4 teaspoons. Do a little salt. Oh, son of a bitch. All right, let's mix this up. Okay, this meat has been marinating for a while, and it has a whole house sticking real nice. We got some potatoes, some garlic, cloves, star anise, shallots, and carrots. And we're just about ready to build some jars. I don't know what it is about pressure canning, but it seems like I always have to have a beer. Yuengling Black and Tan. It's been a long time. I'm from New Jersey, moved to Portland 16 years ago. I haven't had this in a long, long time. Now I live in Rogers, Arkansas, and I can get this, and it's been kind of fun revisiting something so old. All right, break's over. Excuse me. All right, let's get cracking on these jars. Grab a handful of meat here. Do some shallots. Carrots. 1 clove of garlic. 1 star anise. Anise, whatever. 1 clove. And I think I'm going to cram 2 potatoes in there. All right, I think that's good. I'm going to throw in a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. There's a lot of fish sauce in there, so you got to be careful. Okay, let's add some water. All right, I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to build the 6 other jars and then we'll throw them in the canner and get rocking. All right, these are all ready to go. I just got to clean up the tops and put some lids on. These babies are ready to get dropped in. All right, let's clamp this down and get this thing up to speed. Right, the fence is pretty good. My seal's leaking a little bit, but sometimes you pop this sucker up and it'll stop. So, all right, we'll see what happens with this. It's like we're rocking here. We will be back in 90. Let this bad boy cool down. Right, these turned out real nice. Real clean batch, no siphoning, and I think everything looks pretty good. Okay, these jars are all cleaned up. I'm just gonna let them cool down a little bit more, wipe them down, and put them in the cabinet.